Excel is broken down into four main areas. One of them we just talked about, and that's the ribbon up here. The next one is the formula bar, and that's this strip that goes all the way across the screen right here. And then we have this section down here. This is where our data actually shows up, where we enter things and manipulate that data. And then down at the bottom, we've got some information that shows up in this area. What we're going to focus on in this video is the spreadsheet section. And what I want to do is just get you familiar with what's going on here, because you have to be able to speak Excel in order to use the application. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is, what is all this grid stuff? What are all these lines for? Notice across the top, we've got letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, all the way across. And this goes, if you continue and you put more and more data there, notice it starts to duplicate. So now it's A, B, A, C, A, D. I'm not even going to tell you how many columns that you can have here, and that's what these are. Every vertical structure that you see here, this is a column. So this is column AD. If we go to the beginning here, this is column B. All these cells, all these little rectangles are in column B. And I've selected them. Notice that they've all changed color. That's what happens when we select a cell. I'll click D, and this is column D. Now, the same thing applies on the left-hand side, only these are numbers. So I've got 1 through like 6,500 million something. I don't know, it's an outrageous number. If you keep going down here, that number, the number of rows, and that's what these are, okay, horizontal here across, this is row 35. All these cells are in row 35. The number of rows that you can have is just astronomical. And if I told you right now, you wouldn't remember by the time we're done, so we're not going to deal with that. But what we do want to talk about is the relationship between the columns and the rows. Notice that I've selected this cell, and I've got the outline around it showing that it is selected. And at the same time, column C, the text for it, is highlighted, and row 12 is highlighted. That means this location right here is C12. This is like a grid, C12. So this is where column C and row 12 intersect. And if I hold my control key down, and this would be the command key on the Mac, I can click column C and click row 12, and you will see that in fact that is where they intersect. And that is how we know that this cell is C12.